Hello everyone, welcome to another math tutorial. Now in this question we are asked to find the value of x. Alright, so this is what we call continued fraction. In a continued fraction we have the expression to be defined recursively, and so that's why we have what we call continued fraction. But in this case we have what we call finite continued fraction. Alright, so to be able to solve this problem, I'm going to start from the bottom. Okay, the bottom expression. Alright, so let's have our solution. Now first, we know that the bottom is 2 plus x divided by square root of 1 plus x. Alright, so what to do now is to simplify this expression. We're going to perform what we call algebraic multiplication, because I can write this as a fraction to be 2 over 1. So in this case, this will be this multiplied by 2. That will be 2 into 1 plus root 1 plus x, okay, then plus x divided by this multiplied by this will be 1 plus, okay, root 1 plus x. Alright, now let's remove this parenthesis. Okay, so I will distribute 2 in this case, so that this will be 2 plus, this is going to be 2 plus 2 root 1 plus x, okay, divided by 1 plus root 1 plus x. Alright, now then this is where we can now write 2 as 1 plus 1. Okay, so in this case we know that 1 plus 1 is 2, then plus 2 root 1 plus x, then plus x divided by 1 plus root 1 plus x. Now we'll observe that if we add x and 1, okay, that is, we can write this to be 1 plus x, okay, plus 2 root 1 plus x, then plus 1, all over 1 plus root 1 plus x, okay, all over root 1 plus x. Alright, so in this case we observe that 1 plus x, okay, plus 2 root 1 plus x plus 1 squared, this is the same as open parenthesis square root of 1 plus x then plus 1. Okay, that is if we apply what we call square of a sum, which is one of the formulas in basic algebra. Alright, so in this case, because we can see that 1 plus x plus 2 root 1 plus x plus 1 squared is the same as the square of root 1 plus x plus 1. So which means the numerator will now become square of root 1 plus x, okay, plus 1 raised to the power of 2 divided by the denominator. So this is the denominator. We have the denominator to be 1 plus root 1 plus x, okay, which is what we have here. So we have 1 plus root 1 plus x. Alright, now numerator and denominator, okay, that is, when we look at in the numerator we have square of what we have in the denominator. So which means if we have square of the denominator as the numerator, so when we divide, okay, this will reduce to 1 plus root 1 plus x. Alright, so which means for the bottom expression, which is 2 plus x divided by 1 plus root 1 plus x, now we got this to be this expression. Now if I now replace this expression with 1 plus root 1 plus x, okay, I will still get the same bottom expression to be 2 plus x divided by 1 plus root 1 plus x, and that also, okay, will be equals to 1 plus root 1 plus x, okay, and which, when I replace this whole expression with 1 plus root 1 plus x, okay, under x here, then I'm still going to get the same bottom expression, which is 2 plus x divided by 1 plus root 1 plus x. So we need to observe that as far as this expression is concerned. So which means in all, we can then write the equation will now reduce to x divided by 1 plus root 1 plus x, since we continue to get the same 1 plus root 1 plus x, okay, as we continue to simplify the bottom expression. All right, okay, so now in this case this will now be equals to 1. All right, so this is where we cross multiply, and this is going to be x equals to 1 plus root 1 plus x. Okay, then I'm going to move this to the left hand side. So it will be x minus 1. This will be x minus 1 equals to square root of 1 plus x. Because when we move 1 from the right hand side to the left hand side, then it becomes negative 1. All right. So now, in this case, let's get rid of the square root sign. And to do that, we do squaring both sides of the equation. So this will be x minus 1, square of x minus 1 equals to square of radical 1 plus x, okay, radical 1 plus x. All right, so in this case, if we expand this will be x squared minus 2x plus 1. Then the right hand side will be 1 plus x. All right, so in this case, if we subtract 1 from both sides, okay, if we subtract 1 from both sides, the left hand side will reduce to x squared minus 2x, and the right hand side will reduce to x. Then I'm going to move x to the left hand side so that we can have a standard quadratic equation. All right, so this will be x squared, okay, minus 2x minus x equals to 0. Then we have x squared minus 3x equals to 0. All right, so in this case, if we factor out x, then we have x multiplied by x minus 3. Okay, that is x parenthesis x minus 3 equals to 0. So that we can have x equals to 0 or x equals to 3. Now, listen, x equals to 0, okay, is not a solution. This is not a solution. X equals to 0 is not a solution, because if we plug in the value of x, okay, and we know that 0 divided by any number, that will be equals to 0. So which does not satisfy this equation. All right. So the only value of x, which is the true value of the true solution to the question, okay, is x equals to 3. So the answer to the question is x. The value of x is equals to 3, because that is the only true solution to the question. The noblest pleasure is the joy of understanding. Bye-bye.